research and to identify misconduct, avoid it, and ways to correct it. Next. So first is research integrity. Integrity, basically, integrity is nothing but trustworthiness. Trustworthiness of your published article, trustworthiness of your research project, trustworthiness of your conclusion of research project, trustworthiness of your results from which are derived from your data of research project, trustworthiness of your dissertation, etc., etc., etc. Soundness of the method and honesty and accuracy of the interpretation of data. Next. Yes, thoughtful and honest adherence to the relevant ethical, disciplinary, and financial standards in designing, and sharing of the research. Active adherence to the ethical principles and professional standards essential for the responsible conduct of research is research integrity. Next, please. So these are the values underlying research integrity. So ethics important, very important, whether your research is carried out ethically or not. Then conduct of research. So always there is one supervisor who is supervising the scholar, isn't it? Everybody is supervising, no? There are scholars. So conduct of research, whether it is going smoothly or not, whether there are some misconducts or not, where there is manipulation of data or not, where there is fabrication of data or not. Then accountability, honesty, respect towards the subjects, trustworthiness. So combinedly they contribute in research integrity. Next, please. So now responsible conduct of research. So conducting research ethically and responsibly according to the professional, institutional and governmental guidelines is responsible conduct of research. So the guidelines of ethics committee, as per your study design, the globally accepted guidelines such as consort or stroke, whatever. So adherence to those previous. Those guidelines, some governmental guidelines are also there. So adherence to all those guidelines and conduction of research such a way that no guideline will be hampered, will be broken. Okay, so it is responsible research. Next. So research ethics and research integrity combinedly makes the responsible conduct of research. Next, please. Next. Fostering integrity in scientific publication. So, whether or do we need integrity in our publication also? So for research it is okay. Responsible conduct of research is okay as far as the research project is concerned. But whether while publishing any article, the integrity is needed or not. So why it is needed? Fostering is incorporating of integrity in scientific publication. So it enhances the professional standard and clarity in research institutions guidelines, implement robust research misconduct policy. Yes. So there are research misconduct policies to avoid research misconducts. Policies to avoid misconduct, not to happen. Okay. So yes, integrity will establish education programs for responsible conduct of research, and it will cultivate an environment conducive to responsible conduct of research. Next. Then publication ethics. to get to know, to discover, and to publish. This is the destiny of the scientist. Is publish or perish. You know, if you do not publish, the research is perishable. It will perish. So the main aim of research is basically to serve the society. And if you do not publish it, it will not serve its purpose. Okay. So it will either perish or someone else will steal your idea and publish his own article based upon your idea. Okay. So once published, published forever. You cannot claim on that published article. Okay, because you have not published your article in time. Okay, ethical publication ethics. So ethics in publication, ethical standards for publication exist to ensure high quality scientific publication, public trust in scientific findings, and that people receive credit for their work and ideas. Conveys a set of rules distinguishing among right and wrong or the code of professional conduct. Next. See, ethics are important at the level of authors, editors, reviewers, and publishers also. So, authors, see, there is some authorship criteria. It is expected that authors must have to contribute something in the manuscript. Otherwise, author is not author. No? Are you getting me or not? There are some guest authors and there are some host authors also. Okay, host authors, they do not appear in the author's list, but the manuscript is prepared by them only. Okay, and someone paid for that particular manuscript to those authors. Okay, those are host authors. So, original authors, not in the author's list, they have taken money for preparing manuscript, are host authors. There are some guest authors also, no contribution at all in the manuscript, but the name is there in the author's list. Yes? So my wife is also working in the department of Sasthavitta. I have prepared one manuscript and she has nothing to do with the manuscript, but she is second author in my article. It happens, isn't it? So, wife is not guest, but she is guest author, isn't it? And sometimes there is gift authorship also. So, manuscript is prepared and gifted to someone else. Yes. Right, exactly. So, yes, it also happens that the PG scholar or PhD scholar prepares a manuscript and there are not many names in the author list, including the supervisor, co-supervisor, his friends, etc. So, there are many more unacceptable authorships. Host author, guest author, gift author, etc. etc. So, ethics should be followed at the level of authors. Then, at the level of reviewers, in some of the journal, they ask for the reviewers' names. So, you have to submit 2 or 3 or more than 3 reviewers to review your own manuscript for that journal. Journal generally do not pay for reviewing the manuscript, but yes, you can suggest your friend or your ex-guide or your guide or some other professor with whom your rapport is very good. So you can suggest those names. Okay. So there are some lacunae in your manuscript, but the reviewer is your friend. He will accept your manuscript for the journal. Okay. So ethics will not be followed in that particular case. Okay, so at the level of reviewers also. Editors, if editor publisher himself is my friend. Okay, so sometimes it also happens that in the say or my college is publishing one journal, and there is one manuscript of my own HOD, and I am associate editor or editor, so I cannot reject technically. Okay, because the author is my HOD only. So what happens? Ethics again. Okay, and at the level of publisher also. Yes, sometimes the manuscripts are paid manuscripts, isn't it? Paid manuscripts for the pharmaceutical companies. Okay, they pay for preparation of manuscript for certain drugs or efficacy of certain drugs, and they are forced to publish it. Okay, and what happens after that? Huh? The pharmaceutical company, the market value of pharmaceutical company will increase, isn't it? So that's why at the level of publisher also should be followed next. Yes, why it is important in scientific writing? To maintain integrity, reliability and validity of your manuscript. Next please. See, issues and challenges. Duplicate publication. Issues and challenges in publication ethics. Duplicate publication, what does it mean? See, nowadays there are many more advanced softwares available for plagiarism check. Okay, plagiarism check means, what is plagiarism? Yes, copy. Yes. So without giving them their own credit, okay, copying of some else's work in your own manuscript without giving him his credit, okay, is plagiarism. So nowadays, lot many softwares, some free and some paid softwares are available for plagiarism check. So duplicate publication is the publication similar to the previous publication is not possible nowadays, because the journal will not accept your publication because the plagiarism percentage will be very high. Okay, but what happens generally? Previously there were print journals. Okay, so some authors, what they do, they publish their own print journals article in online journal, because print article cannot be searched easily. Na? So there was no online database, or online database cannot search the printed article, previously published printed article. So it is duplication of publication, isn't it? Again, one more thing is paraphrasing. Very dangerous. Paraphrasing means what? Yes, there are several paraphrasing softwares also. So these softwares, what they do? They change your sentences, keeping the meaning same. Okay. So meaning is same, but the wordings will be changed. So what will happen? It will be again duplicate publication. Okay. So it must not be there at all. Then authorship and order. Yes, authorship. Authorship criteria is well defined. Lot many index journal, they ask for actual contribution of author. Like first author contributed what, second author contributed what, third author contributed what. Okay, so who conceived the idea of manuscript? The methodology, actual conduction of research was conducted by which author, isn't it? The statistical statistical test or test for significance is applied by whom? Okay, so there are not many journals who ask to submit the actual contribution of each and every author. There are authorship criteria forms for those journals. Even JAIM, is a very reputed journal of SPPU, Savitribai Phule Pune University and Transdisciplinary University Bangalore. So they ask for the author's contribution every time. Which author contributed what in that particular manuscript. Okay. Again the order. So my research is there, my research project. I am the PG student, but the guide's name is his first name in manuscript. Okay. So yes, it is means it is acceptable, but that particular guide should have that much contribution in that particular project. Okay. So or vice versa sometimes. So order should be maintained, who is first author, who is second author, and there should be agreement before submitting any manuscript to any journal. There should be agreement between the authors that my name should be the first name, the sir's name will be second name, sir's name will be third name. So if there is pre-signed agreement is there, then there will not be the problem in the authorship and the order of author's criteria. Okay. Then scientific misconduct. Yes. Scientific misconduct means fabrication of data or falsification of data or plagiarism. Okay, FFP is the mnemonic or short form. Fabrication means newly formed cooking of data. नया तैयार किया है बस केस रिपोर्ट. Okay, so fabrication. Case report is prepared by someone else sitting in their chair only. Okay, no patient, no medication, no therapy, no treatment, no diagnostic criteria, nothing. Okay, so this is fabrication of data. Falsification, if you are hiding some generated data or you are manipulating the data, is falsification of data. And third is plagiarism, that you all know. Next. Yes, conflicts of interest. Yes, if there are some conflicts of interest, you must have to disclose it at the time of publication. If some agency is funding your research, you have to disclose it at the time of publication that this particular research project was funded by NCSM, CCRS, or your university, your college, whatever. Okay. Next. Why do ethical issues arise due to authorship profit? First author, how many? See, some institute they have targets. At least 2 articles must be there in 1 year for each and every faculty. Okay. So authorship profit means first author should be me only, at least in 2 manuscripts. Okay. So that's why ethical issue arises. Publisher's profit. Yes, publisher's profit also. We have seen the ethical issues at the publisher level. Then pharmaceutical company, again the same example. The company, they provide grants, unnecessary grant for publication of certain manuscripts which are not properly standardized or examined or properly given to the patient or whatever. Okay, so unnecessary grant provision is there for their own profit. The last one is publish or perish. So the project was completed 2 years back, not published yet. What to do? Publish it. Okay. The principal investigator is not there at the institute now. Now publish it by your own name, isn't it? So that's why ethical issue arises. Next, please. Who is an author? So ICMJE, that is International Committee for Medical Journal Editors. So it has given some authorship criteria. So if there is significant input in the shaping the project design and data analysis. Next. drafting the work or receiving it critically or for important intellectual content, or final approval. Yes, the responsibility of final approval of the version to be published is totally of authors only. Accountable for accuracy, and yes, author is accountable for accuracy and integrity of any part of the work. If somebody claims objection upon your manuscript, you should be able to provide proper justification, proper evidences to clarify those objections. Okay. So responsibility of authors. Originality of your manuscript is the responsibility of author. Good record keeping, maintenance of data. Plagiarism less manuscript is the responsibility of author again. Honesty, objectivity and integrity. Conflict of interest, openness, respect for intellectual property. What is intellectual property? What is intellectual property? Anybody? Copyrights, patents. See, intellectual property is copyrights, patents, trademarks. These are intellectual properties. Okay. So if you are using some copyrighted material, you have to give credit to them or that particular agency. If you are using some patentized machine, instrument or medicine, then you have to have their consent before using that particular patentized medicine. Okay. So copyright agreement with the journal, disclosures, consent of reuse of published material. Yes, if but there is one type of misconduct that is called as Imala publication. Imala publication and salami publication. There are many more types, but these two types are. Salami means slicing of the data for publication. Means a single type of data is sliced into multiple fractions and published separately. It's salami slicing. And Imala means you have published one article 2 years back. Now you are publishing one more article using that particular data which have been published 2 years back itself and adding something new in that data and publishing a new article. That is called as Imala publication. It is not acceptable basically, because in 2 years there can be many more changes in the previous data. So it is not acceptable. But there are certain things which cannot be changed that you can use from already published articles. Okay. Confidentiality, to maintain confidentiality, responsible publication and public announcement of new results. Next. Yes, unacceptable authorships, ghost authors, guest authors and gift authors. So ghost authors contribute substantially but are not acknowledged. So they are not in the authors list. Guest authors, yes, they are in the authors list, but they have not contributed in the manuscript. So make no discernible contribution but are listed to help increase the chances of publication. Yes, sometimes what happens that if I am preparing a manuscript and my manuscript is not being published anywhere. So what I do is just add one more author in the author list who is editor of certain journal or who is president of any whatever. Means because of his name there is increase in the chances to publish my article. Okay. So to increase the chances of publication, guest authorship is offered. It is unacceptable authorship. So never do that. Gift authors contribution is based solely on the tenuous affiliation with the study. Okay. Or there is no contribution again. Gift author. Okay. So my wife name in my manuscript or my friend's name in my manuscript, etc. Next. See, this is ideal example of order of authorship. So, as per the contribution of authors that you know. Next. See, this is example of multiple corresponding authors. Yes. Uh, see, there can be 2 or 3 first authors also for certain manuscript. Okay, that is the example for that. So, but what you want to do is you have to superscript 1 for 3 authors, and you have to write their designation or whatever in that particular manuscript. But the condition is the journal should allow this thing. Some journals they allow this thing. Some journals even allow multiple corresponding authors also. But some journals they allow only 1 first author and 1 corresponding author. Not more than that. Next. Negative publication. Yes. What happens? We generally try to our results to be positive only. Even in even the PG scholars, they try their treatment protocol will affect positively over their patients. Okay, nobody wants to publish negative publication. Why? Exactly. They think that it will be rejected or it will not serve the society at all. Okay, so do you know there is one very famous example of negative publication which changed the total pattern of TB treatment, and DOTS therapy came into the role. Do you know that the experiment was carried out in Chennai only? So what they did, they made 3 groups. One group, the same treatment protocol, the rifampicin and ethambutol and all those streptomycin, etc. One group, they admitted those patients. Second group, they given medicine to the patient and advised to take at home. And third group, third group was DOTS group, direct observation therapy. They did not admit those patients. They asked to patient to come at the OPD, take their. The third group was there were less result because some patient they consumed medicine, some patient they did not consume medicine because there was no observation at all. So there was similar results for these 2 groups, admitted patients group and DOTS group. Okay, so in one sense null hypothesis was accepted, and then it was confirmed that there is no need to admit active TB patients, no need to increase burden upon the hospitals, isn't it? And then DOTS came into the role. Okay, so negative publication also contributes significantly in the public domain. But yes, because of stigma, because of publication bias and interpretation issues, yes, we cannot. Sometimes what happens, we cannot interpret properly the negative results, isn't it? We cannot interpret negative results. The interpretation should be proper interpretation. Then it is definitely accepted by the okay. Negative results also. Next. Okay, Journal of Negative Results in Biomedicine. Okay, the index journal. Next, please. What a take-home message. So, publish all data. So, do not fabricate, do not falsify, do not manipulate, do not plagiarize. Okay. Value negative findings. Yes, transparency is the key for publication and drive progress. Next. So, publication ethics checklist. Approval and consent. Do you have approval of the relevant regularity authorities, institutional review board and ethics committee? Because literary manuscript or review article and case studies, they do not take the ethical approval, but every research project other than review and case study, they have to take ethical consideration. Okay. Have you registered your clinical trial? If your project is RCT, you have to register it in CTRI. Have you documented informed consent? Yes, for each and every result where humans or animals are involved in the study. Data accuracy, falsification, fabrication, the whole responsibility is author's responsibility. So is there manipulation of material, equipment, process or data? Have you double checked data for accuracy before submission of the article? Yes, this happens always when sample size is high and the patient's flow is low. Okay, so generally PG students, not you all, but some PG students, they try to manipulate the data. Okay, so it is not acceptable at all. The whole responsibility goes on the thesis writer, author and the supervisor. Okay, is there any lurking or fake data? Plagiarism and self-plagiarism. Have you used your own prior work? Or yes, self-plagiarism is one more thing. Self-plagiarism. I am publishing my manuscript based upon my previous idea only. One manuscript is published already, and plagiarism from that article, that manuscript is there, and I am going to publish one more article based upon that. Self-plagiarism. If so, have you cited this correctly? Yes. When it is quoted as plagiarism, when we do not give proper credit to the previous article. If we are citing previous article properly, then it will not be plagiarism. Okay. So do you have, sometimes this again happens for increasing citations. So my article is published somewhere else, and I am asking to the PG student, to my friends, to sir, to madam, that cite my article in your article, cite my reference in your article, to increase the citation or citation index. Okay. Do you have written permission for reproduced material, figures or tables? If you are taking ready-made figures, tables from Google or from internet, so you have to take permission, or you have to quote the reference from where you are taking your image. Okay. Submission fraud. Is there simultaneous submission to two journals? Again, always it happens. If I am submitting to certain journal, it will take more than 4 to 5 months, and then there will be a query, then 2 months to solve the query, then they will accept the data. So what we do is, we submit the manuscript to two journals simultaneously. It is not acceptable, because each and every journal, they take written consent that we are not submitting this manuscript to other journal until it is rejected from one journal. If there are some queries from first journal, you must have to solve those queries. You cannot leave those queries as it is. Either the journal should reject your article, or you should withdraw your article from one journal if you want to publish it to the another journal. Okay, either it should be rejected or it should be withdrawn by your side. Okay, until and unless there is no rejection or there is no withdrawal, you cannot send the same manuscript to the second journal or another journal. Okay. Scientific misconduct. Next. Violation of the standard codes of scholarly conduct and ethical behavior in the publication of professional scientific research. Yes, violation. And scientific misconduct involves violating the integrity of scientific methods, ethics and reporting in research. Next please. Yes, fabrication of data, falsification of data and plagiarism, and violation of authorship rules in designing, conducting and reviewing research or in reporting the findings of research. Next please. Yes, factors that contribute to scientific misconduct. Why misconduct happens? There are some structural factors, some organizational factors, some cultural factors. Yes, your organization or your institution, they have a rule that you have compulsorily write 2 articles. Okay. If 2 articles are not published, your promotion will not be there, your increment will not be there. Okay. So these factors also contribute in scientific misconduct, because author will be insisted to submit.
JSS, they are following the same.
No, I cannot take some particular institute's name, but but yes, no. See, their aim is not bad, isn't it? Their intention is not bad. Yes, increase in publication for NAC or whatever, it will increase our own publication also, no? But the margin is highlighted. You cannot cross the line. You cannot follow the misconduct or unethical publication should not be there only because of there is pressure of publishing something. Okay. So institute never says that कैसे भी कर दो, है ना? No. There should not be misconduct. There should not be unethical practices. Even there should not be unacceptable authorships. Okay. Results became positive by rule only, but it made positive by statistician. So again, it is falsification of data. Next. See what happens? Retraction. If somebody claims objection over your manuscript and you found guilty, you could not produce the evidence for resolving that, retracted from the journal. So retracted means they do not remove the article from the published journal, they stamp it as retracted article. Okay, next please. Next please. Next. Okay, previous. I thought there is an example of retracted previous. Why scientific misconduct occur? Publish or page pressure, compulsion for publication, desire to get ahead. Sir have 3 publication, I must have to have 4 publication or more than that. Otherwise, his promotion will be there and I will be assistant professor itself. Okay. Next, desire to get ahead, personal problems, character issues, cultural differences, OP sciences, etc. Next. Research misconduct does not include honest error or differences of opinion. Yes, differences of opinion can be there. It is not misconduct. Sincere discrepancies in interpretation, assessment of, but just you have to have proper justification if objection arises. Okay, if objection arises. if you submitted proper justification, the journal accepts it. Journal accepts it. Next, please. So conflict of interest, it should be disclosed every time in whether it is case report or RCT or literary, whatever. Next, please. Plagiarism, appropriation of the language, ideas or thoughts of another without crediting their true source and representation of them as one's own original work is plagiarism. Next. So why causes why author recourse to plagiarism, intense pressure to disseminate their research finding and progress in their academic career, language barrier, insufficient time, inadequate writing abilities. Yes, in review of literature, for example, in the manuscript, in the article, review of literature is generally copied and pasted. So the scholar do not think upon the review of literature at all. It is just copied and pasted. Okay, so insufficient time. Okay, next. So these are the different forms of plagiarism: complete plagiarism, partial plagiarism, paraphrasing, idea plagiarism, self plagiarism. Okay, so many more types are there. Next, examples of plagiarism that you will understand at the time of activity. There is only 5-minute activity. So how plagiarism is checked and how it can be removed. Okay. Next. So original text, plagiarism text. Paraphrasing example is there. So same meaning but different wordings. Same meaning, different wording. It cannot be caught up into plagiarism software, because plagiarism software works upon the hierarchy of words, the sequence of words. So many more software. See, now there are some highly rated software or some paid softwares are there. They catch up the plagiarism even there are two consecutive similar words, two words. Okay, so paid software do that. Okay, we have subscription of Turnitin. Turnitin is very good plagiarism checker, but there should be the paid subscription of Turnitin, because I am not ambassador of Turnitin, but what is experienced by me is sharing with you. So free software, they do not have that much accuracy, and paid subscription will give you good results in plagiarism checking. Next. So Authenticate, Turnitin, Urkund, Grammarly, these are the plagiarism checkers. See, this is the example how the plagiarism report is generated. See now. Yes, 2.6% plagiarized, so it is acceptable. Okay, so less than 10% is acceptable, because there are several similarities also. Okay, so we cannot change the samprapti of certain disease, no? So it is acceptable up to 10%. Next. Yes, see this report, 33% plagiarized, 67% unique. Okay, so what is plagiarized? Plagiarized is also detected by the software. From where you have taken that particular sentence is also detected by the software. Okay, so you have to change this 33% of matter from your manuscript. Okay, next. See, this is a free online plagiarism checker. Next. See, 87% similar, 13% unique. Next. See, link addresses of some online plagiarism checker tools. These are the free tools which are available online for plagiarism check, and some of them are paid tools. Turnitin, Authenticate, Grammarly as paid tools. Next please. Questionable research practice. Yes, next please. Questionable research practice is responsible conduct previous. So it is ideal behavior, and FFP is fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism. This is unacceptable behavior, and questionable research practices is in the middle. If you have proper justification, you have the material which can solve the question arising, then it can be the ideal manuscript again. Next. Yes, Himalayas and previous, please, previous. Himalayas and salami slicing. Next. Himalayas and salami slicing. So data, if you are publishing a data in multiple slices, so you are extracting many more articles or more than 2 articles from similar data, then it is not acceptable. It is called as salami slicing. You are slicing the data. Okay. If same data is used, the whole data is used, then it is okay. But the data is cut off into the fractions and publish each fraction separately, then it will be the salami slicing. And Himala, I have already explained it. That means you have published one manuscript with certain data, and now you are adding some more data in that old data itself and publishing a new manuscript, then it will be Himala publication. That is also not acceptable. Next please. So retracted, this is an example of retracted article. Just there is a stamp of retracted article. They do not remove the article from the journal. They just print the retracted sign there. Next please. Next. See, retracted article. Next. Salami slicing already explained. Next please. Next. Yes, consequences of plagiarism. What can happen? So academic probation रुक सकता है. Okay. Failure of assignments and course. If some course is totally based upon the publication and project, then there will be termination from the course or assignment, suspension, dismissal, damage academic and professional reputation, dismissal or rejection from research grant, blacklisting. There will be no grant further. Even criminal charges, fine and imprisonment will be there. I don't know any example of that, but yes, it is written in the literature. Yes. How to avoid? Educate, learn about different forms of misconduct, include quotations. Quotations means if you are taking quote of somebody from some article as it is in your article, then you should quote it into inverted comma and you have to cite its original source. Okay. So if you are presenting your own idea, that will not be plagiarism. Before dissemination, proper checking of manuscript by plagiarism checker. Yes, before submitting to any journal, you can check. Next please. So time is over. Okay, just we'll go to the activity, 5 minutes activity, and we'll stop later on. Okay, next please. I'll just show you how the plagiarism check, and then we will leave the hall. Okay. Tamari. No Tamari. Tamari is a place of. Okay, plagiarism checker. So what you have to do is you have to copy your paragraph from your article and paste here. Okay, so copy some paragraph from any article. Case activity. So you have prepared your own case report or your own manuscript. So you have to copy some. See, there is word limit for unpaid tools or free tools. So you can check only 500 to 1000 word at a time. So you have to go paragraph by paragraph in free tool. Okay. In paid plagiarism checker, you can directly upload your whole file and it will give the plagiarism report. Okay. Go down. Go down. Check plagiarism. In one paragraph. No, exactly. It is already published online. So that's why it is accepted that it is expected that there should be 100% plagiarism actually, because it is we have taken a paragraph from already published case, isn't it? So it was already published case. So 100% was expected, but still it is 83%. Okay. So you can copy like that and you can paste in this particular window given and you can check paragraph by paragraph. Okay. Go to my mail. One report from Turnitin is there. In 1 minute we will discuss on that particular report and then we will stop. Mail. Be with me for 2 minutes only. Okay, see, this is flag report. Okay, flag report. So characters count, each and every character it counts. 1962 words, 13 pages. File size is given. See, 10% overall similarity. So it is accepted. 10%. And very similarity it is also given. This is the yes. See, can you see the numbers in circle 8, 6, 4? So yes, these are the explanation of those numbers. The one number is taken from that article, second number taken from this. So in original report, you can click on that particular source, original article from where you have incorporated this sentence. Okay, so it is very good software or tool to check plagiarism. Okay, so okay, it's over from my side. If there are any queries, welcome. Exhausted? Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your session. Dr. Ayush is going to facilitate so many classes. I request all the delegates to kindly fill up their feedback. Thank you all for your patience. Tomorrow we shall start our sessions sharp 9:30 after breakfast. Thank you.
Our results.